Hey, what's up, guys? So the long-awaited kayak is ready to be picked up. I wanted to tell you guys the story of this kayak because it's pretty interesting. So I was doing some research into kayaks, picked out one that I really want, was kind of debating on whether I wanted to spend the money. Did some more research and found out that the kayak I was using last year, I was way overweight capacity for. So much so that I'm actually over 100 pounds above the maximum rating for that kayak with my gear. So props to Sun Dolphin for making a kayak that didn't sink on me, because I was way overloading that thing and it's just not safe for me to fish out of. So I had to make a decision. I had to buy a new kayak. Did some research, ended up going over to my dad's, talking to him about it one day, and he suggested checking out a retailer that he knows sells the kayak brand that I'm looking to get. Everybody else, I was gonna have to order the kayak and it was gonna have to come in freight shipping, which was gonna cost me an additional $300 that I didn't really want to spend. This particular store that I'm not going to name actually ships the kayaks to the store for free, and you can pick them up, just like Walmart or any of these other companies that do site to store. The reason why I want to tell you this story is that was a month and a half ago. I've been waiting for this kayak for that long. The first thing that happened was they made a huge mistake on their website, and I got this kayak at a huge, gigantic, monumentous discount, $1,000 cheaper because of their mistake. So I was really excited and I was waiting to see if they actually honored this deal. Lo and behold, a week after I was supposed to get the kayak, I received a phone call from their headquarters telling me that they'd made a mistake. But to their credit, they honored the deal. They just couldn't give me the 12-foot version that I ordered because they were back ordered, because the company that manufactures them is completely out of stock on them. But they did offer me the 10-foot version of this kayak. Now, the kayak is actually a pedal kayak, and they originally were going to offer me either the 12-foot paddle version of the kayak or the 10-foot pedal, which again is still over $1,000 discount. So of course I just went with the 10-foot pedal because, let's be honest, pedal kayaks are just where it's at when it comes to the fishing kayak world. So they told me it would be in the following weekend. It wasn't in the following weekend. I called them on Wednesday when they told me to call, and they told me that the truck wasn't in. Called them again on Friday to find out that they had dropped my kayak off at some random warehouse. They had no idea where it was, and they were doing their best to track it down. Well, great news, the kayak is sitting at the store waiting for me to come pick it up. So I'm gonna go get it, and then we're gonna do a walkthrough.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, it's finally here. The time has come. Let's go in the garage and take a look. The first thing I want to show you guys is the front of the boat. It has a pretty awesome sized tank well in here, so let's take a look at this. Pre-molded handle, which is awesome for carrying it. And in here, it's a pretty secure storage. These are supposed to be super waterproof. In here, you can't really see it very well because I don't have a lot of light, but there's a ton of storage in here. It actually goes all the way to the back of the kayak in case you wanted to run cables, things like that. It also is tethered so you don't lose your cover, and I can tell you I've lost my cover on my previous kayak, so that is definitely a useful feature. So this is probably the most important feature of this boat, one of the most awesome features. This is the Old Town pedal drive unit. What's really cool about this unit is that it goes forward and reverse without any switches. No extra dials are needed. Nothing really needs to be done to change from one to the other. So when you're fishing, you can hook a fish, you want to pedal backwards to make sure you don't get pulled into that tree or pulled towards the fish. You just switch the direction that you're pedaling. Now it locks down inside this hole right here. There's actually a locking mechanism. I can't really put it down for you guys because it's on the trailer right now. Another really cool feature is it has this unlocking and locking storage area. It's pretty deep. You'll be able to put your cell phone, your keys, completely waterproof. It's a sealed unit, and it just keeps everything safe and dry. On both sides, it has yak rails that are already pre-built right in. They're molded right inside. They come with the kayak. They also have little pockets, and these pockets are going to be great for putting tools in, maybe even smaller bait bags. Moving back a little further, you've got handles. Again, both sides are identical for that purpose. The inside of the kayak, you have a rubber grippy foot pad. This is going to give you traction while you're on the water. They do have scuppers that go in these holes. I just don't have them in currently. They are actually that style right there. So the water will go out but not come back in. And I think that this is going to be an awesome feature because this kayak is stable enough to stand on. Next, we're going to talk about the seat. This is the Element Air seat. It's actually the upgraded version from the previous model that they had. It folds down, can flip over. Also has the ability to move forward, backwards. It's got these little tracks so that you can get comfortable and line yourself up with where you need to be for the pedal drive. Moving a little bit further back into the kayak, underneath the seat, there's actually a storage tank here. This is unlockable, gives you access to the bottom of the kayak. I don't think I'm going to end up using this a lot, ultimately, because you're not going to be able to get to it when you're on the water because you're going to have to flip the seat over to get in there. So I'm going to show you guys the underseat area. So this is a little storage area. I have a sneaky little surprise for what's going to be going in here in my rigging video, but this is an area that's used for storage. It's not very big. It's about 14 by 6, but I do have a specific idea in mind of what I'm going to do with it. Now, on the sides, you got a control knob that allows you to turn your rudder, and you have this, which allows you to deploy your rudder. When you get on the water is going to be a little bit too shallow to initially run that rudder, so it's up in the up position. You paddle out with your paddle till you get deep enough. Once you're deep enough, you use this lever and you deploy the rudder. You can also pull it back up when you get closer to shore or shallow water. On this side, there's a tightener knob, but you can actually turn the rudder with this handle, and that's how you steer your kayak. Now the last thing I'm going to show you guys, there's 3 rod holders. There's a forward-facing rod holder on this side and 2 rear-facing rod holders. These are really, really cool. Built in, I don't have to add any accessories. It's automatically already there. Now the tank wall is pretty large. This probably would fit the equivalent of 2 or 3 milk crates or 1 large milk crate, or you can get a black pack or other types of storage. These bungees are going to be pretty durable. I think they're going to be fine for holding in the kayak. They actually have a strap here that helps hold your rudder while it's in transit. So I'm going to show you guys one other feature, speaking of rod storage. One little feature that Old Town did that's really cool is they added this little rod spot right here and right here. So it actually sits horizontal right next to you, ready to go while you're fishing. That's going to be an awesome feature. You can even put it down lower and it will sit pretty flat inside of this little groove. And this allows you to have 2 rods, one on both sides, because those notches are on both sides. So you'll be able to have 2 rods in front, 2 rods in back, and then you have a rod holder right here, which is really designed to be for rigging. So for example, when you put a rod in here, your pole will be sitting right up in front of you, where you can actually pull your line down, tie your baits on, you can retie, you can unhook your fish without having to hold on to your rod, which is going to be amazing in those days where you're just trying to get that fish in the boat, trying to get that fish on hook so you can get out there and catch more fish. So just wanted to show you guys this. I actually do have a rigging video that I'm going to be doing very soon. with all the accessories I'm adding to this. There's some really cool ones. I think there's some really unique ones that you may not see in other videos. And I may even show you, yeah, there's 2 of them here because my dad bought one too. So I'll show you what he did with his as well. So for now, I just wanted to show you guys a monumentous accomplishment. I finally got myself a big boy kayak, and I'm really excited to get this baby out on the water.